Welcome to Mug TCG. This is Mug talking. In today's video, we have our first master guide. That is this deck, Han Double Cunning. That is the most played deck in a lot of Planetarys out there. Made a lot of top 8s, won a lot of Planetarys. So let's start talking about this deck. So first things first, let's talk about the Double Cunning cards that we have, and probably the best smuggler in the game. I don't think DJ is the best smuggler in the game because only works with Han Solo. I know you can use with other cards, with the other leaders, but it's good because Han Solo destroy the resource, so you can steal your opponent's resource, then destroy it. So this is really good, right? And for me, DJ is the best smuggler with Han Solo, because like I said, only works with him. And we have a unit with hand disruption that is Body Rook. That's really good. I know it's not like a Spark of Rebellion that you can discard everything, but it's really good. You put in a 3/3 body in the ground, and now you can taking out something like resupply and a lot of upgrades and something like that. We have unit with bounce, which is really good, and we have just a few cards like this in the Star Wars Limited till now, I think. And we have the Continue Bounce, so it is a 3/5. It's not that good because we know we have cost 3 that is 3/5, like Boba Fett, like DJ itself. But the Continue Bounce have the bounce, right? Which this is really good. And we have the probably the best double aspect event that is Cunning. I know I think Vigilance is better because it's more flexible, plays in a lot of decks. But I think Cunning for 4 your resources is better than a Vigilance for 4, right? I know Vigilance is that good that you can see a lot of decks paying 6 to use him, but I think Cunning for 4 is better than a Vigilance for 4. So let's start talking about the lists. Here we have my list that I used this weekend in a showdown in my local store here in Brasilia. There's not a lot of difference. I think just maybe the sideboard that I use Final Showdown, and I'll explain later. But as you can see here, we have another list. There's not a lot of changes, like you can see here. We have the SWUDB Lists instead of Plo Koon, and we have the Gamorrean Guards instead of Azotek. So these things I am going to explain later in this video. But as you can see, most of the lists are the same, just change a few cards. So as you can see in this list, these lists have R2 and this don't, and my don't have 2. So let's start talking about R2. So a lot of earlier lists of Huntable Cunning in set 3 use R2D2 because it's really good because you can play, discard something in your hand that you don't want it to, and look at the top 3 cards. And you can look for attack, you can look for DJ, so you made your combo more consistent, right? But the downside here is the meta, because now we have a lot of Jungle Fat and Cat Bane Tarkin Town out there. So if you play R2 turn 1, he can just play something and ping your R2 and defeat your R2 turn 1 with Cat Bane and Jungle Fat next turn. But I think the major problem is this, because you don't want to lose your 31 unit against these matches. So it turns out that R2 is good to make your deck more consistent, the combo more consistent, but it is not that good against Jango Fett and Cat Bane. It's not good against Tarkin Town, right? So the list changed for more shield. So we have the Captain Smuggler and we have the L3, because now we have 6 units that you can play turn 1 that have shield. So even if Cat Bane plays something, it will not, he can't defeat it with Tarkentel, right? Because he will ping on the shield, so this is good. But we only need to be aware of McClunky, because Cat Bane can play Greedo, then McClunky, use the Cat Bane's ability, take out the shield, and now he can put deal the 3 damage from McClunky in your unit. This is the only way that he can defeat your 2-1 unit. And with Jungle, he can't even do this in the next turn because he can play P38, ping 1 damage, and you're still alive and you can attack, right? So that's why a lot of lists don't have R2 anymore. But if you think in your local meta doesn't have Cat Bane, doesn't have a lot of Tarkentel decks, you can just play with R2, which I think is better than Crafted Smuggler in this situation. So things that we need to be aware. is when you want to deploy Han Solo. Because you have, in the turn 4, you have 5 resources. You can use Han Solo's ability, put something in the resource, then you can deploy. But we need to be aware because your opponent might stop you, right? So we need to be aware of no good to me that, because can stop our Han Solo this turn and the next one, which is really bad, because now we can't play the DJ, Han Solo, or Amphisnet, that is all the cost 7 cards that we want to play in this turn, because we only have 6 and we don't want to attack with Han Solo. And in the next turn, we need to destroy one resource, then resource another one, so we still have 6 and we can't attack with Han Solo, so we will not play those units next turn. This is really bad for us, right? But we need to be aware of more cards like Plo Koon in the mirror match, or maybe Quinlan Voice, because he can just play Plo Koon with Ray 3 and destroy our Han Solo. And he can play Overrun Barration, something that have 4 power that is not that difficult to have. He can play Perilous Position, which is really bad for us because he can exhaust our leader, and now Han Solo is at 2-4, so it's really easy to defeat him, right? He can still use Takedown next turn just to defeat him. So, and Surprise Strike, because a unit with 3 attack can defeat Han Solo with Surprise Strike, right? So you need to be aware. It is just at 2 resources, so he have 5 resources. He can play something with 3 resources, and he still have 2 resources ready to use Surprise Strike, to use No Good to Me That, or something like that. And we have leaders that we need to be aware, like Jungle Fat, that can exhaust our Han Solo, and Anakin Skywalker that, like I said, maybe he have a Kanan Jarrus from the last turn. He is a 4/5, so he can use Anakin Skywalker action ability, attack with Kanan for 6, and our Han Solo be alive and defeat our leader. So you need to be aware of this, right? Let's pretend that this happened, or Han Solo is dead, or he just is exhausted, and you just spend 1 card in your hand to put any resource for nothing, right? Yeah, we have some options here, like Millennium Falcon, that is a smuggle for 6. Sometimes you have this in hand, but most of the times you're probably going to resource this in the early game, because this smuggle is the same cost, right? So, which is really good in this deck. But the problem is that don't have ambush, but sometimes it's good. You just want to have a 5/5 in space, and now your opponent needs to deal with this. And you just need to be aware, because this Millennium Falcon is really easy to kill for blue decks, because Felden Dragon can defeat it and take down too. So it's not that good, but it is a nice body in space that your opponent needs to deal, right? And we still have the SWUDB Lists. I don't use in my list. I tested just 1 day. I need to test more because it looks good. It is a cost 5, but her smuggle is just 6, which is good. A lot of cards have the smuggle with +2 resources, right? But the SWUDB List is just for 1 more. It's really good. It is a 4/7 and different than Millennium Falcon. SWUDB Lists can't die for a Felden Dragon and don't die for a takedown too, because have 7 life. Don't die for a takedown that needs to be 5, and don't die for the Felden Dragon because they only have 4 damage, not 5, right? Which is great. So this is things that you need to be aware, and you always have a second option, right? So let's talk about this. Sometimes you just have 5 resources because you're in turn 4, you use the Han Solo ability, now you have 6, and you want to deploy. Then you deploy because you want to use Han Solo unit, play Emphas Nest or DJ, something like that. You open and play a Perilous Position, now you can't attack, right? Like I said before. So, but the problem here is that Perilous Position made your Han Solo 2/4. It is a target that can die really easy for your opponents. So next turn he's probably not going to attack, because if you do this stuff, you already attack with something, you use the Han Solo ability, you deploy, you have a lot of actions. So probably your opponent used Perilous Position, and now you still have 6 resources, so you need to play something, and he would take initiative, and he can defeat your Han Solo right away. So you need to be aware of this, and No Good to Me Dead too, because you can't attack the next turn with No Good to Me Dead, and you're probably going to die to lose your Han Solo next turn if you have the Perilous Position. So you need to be aware, because I think I've played a lot with this deck, and I think it's better you just don't deploy in this turn, because just play something that has cost 5 or 4. Because if you're playing against blue decks or yellow decks that can defeat or can stop Han Solo and he still have resources. Spend your resources. He's probably going to say pass because he wants you to deploy. Then you just took initiative, and next turn, what you can do? You can start in, put the resources from your resource turn, right? Now you have 6, then you can use Han Solo's ability, and now you have 7. So it's guaranteed that you can play a 7 cost unit. A lot of players, like I said before, you use the Han Solo's ability. Now you have 6, you can deploy. You take a no good to me dead. Next turn you need to destroy 1 resources and play another one. So now you still have 6. You can't play cost 7 units. Sometimes it's just better you just took initiative last turn. Then your next turn you play your resource of the turn. Then use Han Solo's ability, and now it's guaranteed that you can play a 7 cost unit like Han Solo, Enfys Nest, and DJ. So now let's talk about when DJ and when not DJ. As you can see here is DJ for 5, but it's DJ in turn 3 that it's talking about with tech, right? So I think if you can play DJ in turn 3, you can do this in every match. You just need to be aware of something because a lot of decks have removal and a lot of decks don't have. So you just need to be aware of the color that you are playing against and the leader that you're playing against. So the thing here is that we're going to talk about, okay, we already have tech in the turn 3. We can use the Han Solo's ability. Now we have 5 resources. We can play DJ. What our opponent can do to defeat our DJ and take in back their resource, right? Because we don't want to play DJ and lose him, right? So we need to be aware. So let's start talking about the hero aggression. So hero aggression have the Carabas that can defeat DJ maybe, so you need to be aware of this. But Carabas is not a card that is played a lot these days, maybe just in Han Solo 2, but it's not played that often. We have the open fire that can make our DJ have only 1 life, which is not good. And it is cost 3. So if we play DJ, he have 4 resources. Now we play DJ. Now he have only 3 resources. So he can play open fire and then attack with something. So we need to be aware. Maybe we need to defeat his unit first if he still have the resources, right? Then now with the vigilance, we have the making opening can give our DJ making here 1/3. So it is an easy kill for a unit that have a power of 3, right? So you need to be aware of this. But a lot of decks don't use making opening these days, only in the sideboard. And I don't know. I don't see someone doing this, but he can do. And I think if a blue player wants to do something, he's probably going to use takedown and attack before you play DJ. So to try to stop you, right? And the yellow, we have a problem here. We have the waylay, so you really need to be aware of this because you can play DJ, he still have 3 resources, he can just waylay, bring your DJ for your hand, and now he take his resource back, right? And I think Clear the Field is a card that can appear more in the meta because we have seen a lot of DJ, and Clear the Field is a great card that can count DJ. Because maybe we can see Clear the Field in Quillen Wars or in the Han Solo mirror. I don't know, kind of stuff. And we have Surprise Strike in a new adventure. Because Surprise Strike you can use in with a unit that only have 2 of attack, right? You can use Surprise Strike with it, then defeat DJ. You can take your resource back. This is really good. Even if it dies, I think it is a great trade. And like I said, he only have 4 resources. You can use DJ, now he only have 3. He can use Surprise Strike, taking his resource back, and now he can play another thing. We have a new adventure that maybe we can see this in the mirror match because he can play DJ and you can play new adventure in the DJ to make bounce, play again, but now they don't have the smuggle, so you can just take your resource back, right? And we have the green cards. I think the green is the easiest to play DJ because doesn't have a lot of removal. Take Captive is a good to capture DJ and take your resource back, but it's a card that I never seen any player playing with this. And Strike Through, it is a good one, but he probably doesn't have a unit that have 5 attack, so he needs to use structure then attack. But of course, you want to play. Uh, you need to be aware of this, so you will play. You will take more actions. You will wait him to use something to play DJ, right? And like I said, green cards only have the buff cards, so I don't think he can handle DJ that often. So this is where the things go strange, because we have the villainy with aggression that have force choke and force throw. Force throw, a lot of hero decks can use too, but I put it here because we have force choke that is it just he can defeat right away DJ with only 2 resources, but he can use this for 1. Because if you play Fifth Brother last turn, it is a force, and force choke. If you have a force unit, you can play this event costing 1 less, right? So if you play Fifth Brother last turn, he can play something this turn that costs you or something like that. You to bait you. You can use DJ took the resource, then he can use force choke for 1 and defeat your DJ. Okay, so you really need to be aware of this. And force throw too, because even with the hero decks, because he can use force throw, discard his own card that costs 5 to apply 5 damage in DJ. Like if he have a Yoda, he can use force throw with in I don't know maybe a ray or something like that costs 5, then kill DJ. So the blue one will have the power of the dark side, so you need to be aware, because sometimes maybe he can defeat tech with his units, but you already play DJ, but he still have the 3 resources. Like, I have that unit, I don't remember the name now, but it's the unit with bounty that a lot of killer play, because you can play turn 1, then you put a shield in here, now he's a 3-1 with shield, right, or 3-2 with shield. And he can attack and then turn 2, then turn 3 or something like that, and he can defeat attack in the turn 3. And even if you play DJ now, you maybe you don't have another unit, he can play power of the dark side and then defeat DJ, so you need to be aware of this. Yellow cards don't have villainy specific, just surprise strike and melee again, that you need to be aware, and green card too. So when DJ for 7, okay? So against aggro decks like Sabine and Jungle Fat, I don't think you want to do this, because they use the 25 bases, right? So sometimes it's better you just be the aggressor, because you can play Han Solo unit, or you can play Ampha's Nest, bounce something, and do a lot of damage, because we have the hot shot. I was playing this weekend in the showdown. I won this in the semifinals, I think. Yeah, it was in the semifinals against a Cad Bane Tarkin Town. And in the game 3, I could just play DJ, but I rather use the Han Solo, because I know that next turn I can just play Han Solo with hot shot for 8 and do a lot of damage, because he was waiting me for do something in the turn. Maybe, I don't know, he's trying to maybe waylay or my DJ or something like that, but I play Han Solo, then he plays something else, and next turn I just use hot shot and apply 18 damage in the face. Now he needs to do something and he can't, because now I can just one with my Han Solo leader or another unit, and it is a lot of damage. And that's the problem about the 25 bases, right? So okay, like I said here, the Cad Bane star that I said here, but most of the times you need to be your position in the game, if you're the aggressor or not, because sometimes you don't put a lot of damage in the table yet, and you can't play that Han Solo unit play that I said before, because Cad Bane was going to deploy next turn. You maybe just put 8 damage in the table, 6 damage in the table. He's being the aggressor on you. You don't have a great board, so it's better you just play DJ, because you're avoiding the Cad Bane deploy next turn and made him lose 1 turn to do this and kind of stuff. Now you have the advantage in something like that. So I think it's this. Play DJ. You need to know what is your role in this game, if you're the aggressor or not, if you need to late your opponent or not, if you want to buy some time or not. So, because sometimes you just cannot win in the next game if you play Han Solo and Fascinates this turn, because you can use a surprise strike, you can use a hot shot. It is a unit that you need to that your opponent needs to deal with. So you can play Han Solo this turn, expecting your opponent to maybe use a rival soul. Now your Han Solo leader is up to do something with surprise strike or something like that. So you just need to be aware of the bases of the matches and how the game state is for you. Okay. So what to do against this? So let's see. We have the Sabine Ran. I think Liberated Slaves DJ or Millennium Falcon turn 1 is really good. Even the DJ without Smuggle, of course, because it's turn 1. Because it's a 3/5 unit, so you can use the Han Solo's ability, put one resource down, then place up. Sometimes you can keep Millennium Falcon and one cost 3/5 unit in hand, because you can just see what your opponent is going to do. You can use the Han Solo's ability, and he can play something in space or in the ground. And, okay, he goes to space. Now I can play Millennium Falcon, defeat this Green Squadron. Or okay, he goes to with Sabine or Battlefield Marine in the ground. Now I can play Liberated Slave, so I can defeat next turn. Okay, and so this is our turn 1. Or we can do or turn 1 without the Han Solo's ability. We can play Crafted Smuggler, we can play our L3 if we have. And if we have Surprise Strike in hand and we have those 2 cards, this is really good, because they can defeat Sabine with Surprise Strike without dying, right? Which is great. Okay, so now let's go to the turn 2. We can play Tech if we have the DJ in hand to maybe resource next turn, or we have DJ already in a resource. Because Tech DJing against Sabine is not that bad, because even if you next turn you already have Tech, you already have DJ in resource, you can just install his ability. Now your opponent needs to deploy, right? Because if he don't, you just play DJ and he needs to deal with this. A lot of Sabine players might not see this this coming, because they already knows just, okay, I mean, it's attack base, attack base, attack base, attack base. But the Han Solo is coming more famous, so they probably will know that this is what you want to do, right? So you, if you do this, he's probably going just to deploy. Then you can attack, do your stuff, then you can use tech or something like that. You need to be aware, because you need to let her attack first or all kind of stuff, because he can just defeat DJ if you place DJ. But I think you can, if he deploys, you still can just play DJ, because now you're going to you're going to 6 resources, and I don't think he can defeat DJ right away, only with the Rebel Assault, so you can deploy the Sun, right? And you'll be in a great board advantage now. And we still have a lot of turn 2 cards that you can use, like Liberated Slaves, like Tech, like I said here, like DJs itself with a 3/5 unit, or still Millennium Falcon, right? And we can use Surprise Strike to defeat something here, like if he played Wing Leader in a Sabine Rain, in a Battlefield Marine, something like that, you can just use Surprise Strike to defeat it, or Waylay, which is, I think, is better, because you don't lose your unit, and you made him lose attack, he made you lose this turn for almost like nothing, right? He just used this turn to play a 2/1 unit in space. Okay, so I think it's better. And turn 3, we have the Cunning, which is, I think, is the worst card for Sabine, right? Because a lot of Sabine players hate Cunning, because you can exhaust, bounce, or even if you're the aggressor, if you're the position of to be the aggressor, you can just exhaust +4 here. But you just need to be aware of ECL, because you can play +4 in something that can die for ECL, right? Like if you play with a 3/5 liberated slaves that you already attacked in, maybe in a fleet lieutenant, if you play Cunning given +4, he can use ECL with everything and defeat her, right? So you need to be aware of this. And we have the Surprise Strike, like I said before, with Crafted Smuggle, L3 to defeat Sabine Wren. If you don't have the those 2 units you can use in another card, because we don't want to have a Sabine ran with Dark Saber, right? But if you are the aggressor, you can just attack base, and let's see who will win this race. And I can tell that Han Solo can win the race against Sabine. And we have the DJ Plo Koon, because like I said, you can use the Han Solo's ability. Now you can play DJ if you have the sack, or you can just play Plo Koon. You probably have the coordinate, because you have the board advantage, because we have the cost 3/5 units that can defeat Fleet Lieutenant, can defeat Sabine unit, can defeat Marine. So we have the board advantage, and then we will have coordinate with Plo Koon. So when he deploy, we can just play Plo Koon, defeat Sabine. Now we have a attack for 6 next turn, or for 9 with surprise strike. So we can win like this. And said that, we have Cunning for turn 4 and a lot of surprise strike and something like that. It is not that hard to win the turn 4 and turn 5 if you play the cards right. Because we have the deploy next turn, and that's GG. And almost, I think every match that I played against Bean, I won in the turn 4. And I don't think in any match past to turn 5. Okay, so this is it. You just need to be the aggressor, and you can control the board. We have a 31 with 3/5 unit. This is really good. So you can play Liberated Slave 31, then he play Marine. Next turn he played Fleet Lieutenant, then you can defeat Fleet Lieutenant. Always defeat the Fleet Lieutenant and not the other one, because sometimes you just want to bounce something and you will not bounce a Fleet Lieutenant, right? So this is it. And I don't say it here, but we have the Alzatuk. It is a good card against Sabine if it goes to space, but a lot of Sabines don't go to space because they know that we have Lenafog, then we have Alzatuk. So you just need to remember that we have the Alzatuk to handle the space too. And what to do against Cad Bane? Against Cad Bane, against Django, against Tarkentel decks, we have the L3 and the Craft Smuggler, like I said before. So this deck is what to do against is not just for Cad Bane. It's most of Tarkentel decks, like I said, Quinlan Vols, Django, Tarkentel. But I will explain for Cad Bane here. So okay, we have those 2 units that have shielded, which is really good. We have Spark of Rebellion. I won the semifinals against Cad Bane because of this card. Spark of Rebellion is really good. And sometimes you can take in something like Forlorn. You already see Zuku's in hand too. But you look to your hand. Okay, he can play Bazine. I don't give a shit if he's going to discard something in my hand. So let him play Bazine. It's not a big deal. And we can play the 21 3/5 units, because this is really good, because they can't defeat with Tarkentel right away, right? Because we can play those cards. Then if he plays on the ward card, he can ping 1 damage, but he can't defeat with Tarkentel. Okay, he can defeat with McClunky, but he can't defeat with Tarkentel, right? And sometimes you just took initiative. Maybe he passed, waiting for you to do something, and you don't have the shielded unit, you don't have the Spark of Rebellion, and you don't want to spend the 1 card you put in a resource with the Han Solo's ability to play a 3/5 or something like that. Just took initiative. It's not that bad for you, because next turn you can play a 3/5 that he needs to deal with it, or something like that. Or you can play Tacky. Next turn you can use the DJ combo if you can. Then it's better for you to pass than for your opponent, because he needs to hold you. Is not the opposite here, okay? So turn 2 we have the 3/5 units, like I said before, and we have Body Rook if you play Spark of Rebellion, because sometimes you play Spark of Rebellion, take something out, they say, oh okay, you have the event card, now I can play Body Rook to discard this event next turn. And okay, we have the more shield. If we can play shield turn 1, we can play shield turn 2. It's really great against Cad Bane, because like I said, have the shield. We can use surprise strike to defeat something and be alive and kind of stuff. And we have the Millennium Falcon, which is great. But this card you need to be aware, because it's really easy for him to defeat it with Torque and Tail. So you need to be aware. If you played something turn 1, you can play Millennium Falcon turn 2, because if you play something and use the Cat Band's ability to say, okay, you need to choose where you put in the damage. You will not put in the Millennium Falcon, right? Because you want the Millennium Falcon to be alive. But if you play Millennium Falcon, your opponent already took the initiative, maybe you can put the Millennium Falcon because you can attack, then next turn you can bounce to your hand with the Millennium Falcon ability, okay? But it's not that good because you just play 3 resources to do 3 damage and now you don't have that unit anymore. But sometimes can work. Like I said, you need to be aware of Torque and Tail. So I only play Millennium Falcon if your opponent already uses Torque and Tail or already against Cad Bane, or if I have another unit in ground or in space and something like that that can put damage in the other stuffs. And against Queen of Us, I think is not good playing Millennium Falcon because his Millennium Falcon can kill yours, because he can play Millennium Falcon, ping in your Millennium Falcon, then attack your Millennium Falcon and defeat it without using the Torque Tail, right? Okay, so now we have turn 2. We still have turn 2. We have the techie, because maybe we can do the combo, right? And turn 3. This is the problem, because we need to be aware of Forlorn, because it is a 4/4 card, but it looks like a 5/4, because have the Cat Bane's ability, right? If you only have one unit in the board, Forlorn will defeat it, because every unit that you can play, that you can have to turn 3, if he is alone in the ground, Forlorn can defeat it. So you really need to be aware of this, because he can defeat it and be alive, which is really, really bad for us. So every card, like I said, even with the shield, because he can ping the Cat Bane's ability, then attack with Forlorn. So you really need to be aware of this stuff. So it's good to have more than one unit against Cat Bane, because you don't want to lose your units for Forlorn, right? And if you have 2 units and he played Forlorn, you put it, and probably he's going to set you to ping first, so then you can ping something that is not, that he can defeat it, which can be good, which is not that worse for him to defeat it, okay? So like we have Craftless Blood for turn 1 and we have Tech for turn 2. Okay, if he plays Forlorn, now we know that he doesn't have another play, so he said, okay, I play Forlorn, but I will play the Cat Bane's ability first, so then you can put the damage in the Craftless Blood, and let's see, he's going to defeat Craftless Blood, he's going to attack for not defeating. Let's see, if he defeats Craftless Blood, it's okay. We can use the Han Solo's ability. We can use the tag for DJ for 5, right? But he can play Forlorn to attack tech, then use Torque and Tail. But we can defeat Forlorn with Craftless Blood or something like that. And we have the Cunning that maybe you can use in turn 3. I don't think it is a good card in turn 3 against Cad Bane. Maybe against Quillan is good because you can bounce and give +4. You can use Cunning to bounce Forlorn. A lot of people don't like to bounce damage cards because you can defeat easily in the next turn. But I used the Cunning in the semifinals to bounce Forlorn and give +4 for a unit. I don't remember which unit it was, because I know I used Spark of Rebellion turn 1 and I saw Forlorn and Zukus, and I really don't want to see a Zukus with ambush 7/7s. Okay, so I bounced Forlorn and I attack, and so let's talking about turn 3. Okay, we have the DJ combo with Han Solo, but you need to be aware of No Good Team that Cad Bane can use. We have Cantina Bounce, like I said before. Even if you have a Forlorn damage, you can use Cantina Bounce to make him not play Zukus next turn with ambush. Or if this turn he just plays Zukus, you can just Cantina Bounce it. Or if we were against Quillenbus, he have a K2, you can Cantina Bounce it, something like that. We have the Waylay that we need to be aware, because he can use, now there are 2 of them before, and we can use Waylay to stop this combo, right? Because he can play Zukus in turn 2, with maybe he could play some Underworld card in turn 1, and turn 2 he can use two of them to play Zukas, and we can just bounce with Waylay. And yeah, in the turn 3 we can Waylay and play something with cost 2. And we have Kira, right, for the turn 3, which is good. Because we can, if with the combo of Spark of Rebellion turn 1, Bodhi Rook turn 2, and Kira, this is a good hand disruption, right? So Kira is not that bad. I think I don't remember to play Kira in this match. You can use Kira to set Zukus if you already have a Forlorn in the table or something like that. You can use Kira to set Plo Koon in the mirror match. You can say Kira for Plo Koon equivalent Arkansas or something like that. Kira is really good in turn 3. Oh yeah, and we have Kira for Nagu to me that, because next turn your opponent knows that you want to use the Hansel's ability, then deploy, then attack. So he can keep the Nogutsume Dad in hand. So you can set Kira for Nogutsume Dad, and now, okay, he can use Nogutsume Dad next turn, but he needs to pay 5, right? Which is not good for him. And Bosque is a good option too. I think I said I used Kira for Bosque in the semifinal. So in turn 4, we have the Han Solo deploys, right? And we can use the Han Solo unit, we can play Emphasis. And of course we have DJ, that probably is the best combo in the game right now. So we can play a big unit or DJ to stop his deploy in the next turn, or just be aggressive. You can use Cunning for +4, then use Surprise Strike and win the game, because he only plays with Cad Bane, Quillan Vos, Django, Tarkentau. He plays with Tarkentau because that is a deck with that is a base that have 25 life, so you can win in this turn, right? Being aggressive. And sometimes you just want the turn 5. You can use DJ here to stop his deploy next turn, and kind of stuff that he can't handle, and you can just win the next turn. Okay, so now what to do against Han Solo in the mirror match? We have the Tech DJ combo, of course, and I think if you can do the DJ in the turn 3 and your opponent doesn't do the DJ or can't bounce your DJ or defeat your DJ, I think the match is over, because now you're going to deploy, you're going to attack, you're going to do a lot of stuff. I would not say that it's over, because it's a trading card game, a lot of things can happen, but you have the advantage here. And Spark of Rebellion is really good in this match, because you can discard something that can stop you from doing the Tech DJ combo or something like that. And Han Solo, it is a deck that you don't have a power draw. You don't have units that made you draw. Maybe the SWUDB Lists in some lists, but it's for mid and late game. And use the Han Solo's ability to play something, so you don't have that hand, right? So if you discard cards from the Han Solo hand, this is really good. And we have the Millennium Falcon. I think Millennium Falcon turn 1 is really great. You just need to be aware, because you can just play this turn and attack. Next turn he can bounce or something like that, and I don't know. He can use his Millennium Falcon, but if you start with Millennium Falcon and he don't, you have the life advantage, right? We have the Craft Smuggler in L3, because they have the shield, so this combo with Surprise Strike can defeat any unit that he can play in turn 1 that have 3/5 or something like that. Like I said here, like it shows here, we have the Surprise Strike with Craft Smuggler or L3 to defeat a Liberated Slave in turn 2 or something like that. So, Spark of Rebellion with Bodhi Rook is really good. You can use Spark of Rebellion, taking something out, then maybe turn 1, or if you have the initiative, you can let him play something in turn 1, so you can take initiative and play Bodhi Rook right away to maybe discard Cunning or something like that. Because if you play Spark of Rebellion turn 1 and you have the initiative and you're taking out his drop for the turn 1, maybe he just took initiative and now he can do something. Maybe he can use his Bodhi Rook, maybe he can use his Spark of Rebellion taking out your Bodhi Rook and something like that. And of course, Kira, Spark of Rebellion turn 1, Body Rook turn 2, and then Kira is really good. Cause in Kira you can set DJ, even if you don't have a DJ in hand, you can still say DJ. So if you're seeing, okay, he have attack, and he already used the Han Solo's ability to play DJ in his next action. So you can play Kira instead DJ. Now you can't use the DJ. You need to pay 8 because now costs 3 more, right? This is really great. And we have the Plo that is really good. And even against the tech, maybe you have the initiative, you can use your Han Solo ability to go to 5 resources. Maybe you can bait him. He might think that you're going to play DJ or something like that, but you're not. You're just playing Plo Koon, defeat something, or kind of stuff. You can use Plo Koon to defeat Han Solo, which is really great, and take like I should here. And we have the Cantina boss to stop tech 2. If you have the initiative, you can use the Han Solo's ability. He used the Han Solo's ability to play DJ, then you continue bounce attack, and now he can't play DJ. And he probably can play Plo Koon, but he's probably not going to defeat something, because if you bounce attack, he probably not going to have the coordinate to attack for 6. So this is good. Okay, and the best hand disruption, like I said before, we have the Spark of Rebellion for turn 1, Body Rook turn 2 if you saw in an event that he's probably going to try to use. Then you can use Kira in turn 3, and next turn you can DJ, or if your Kira is going to die, you can play another Kira. And I did this in against a friend of mine, Samir, that plays a lot with Palpatine. I did this in 2 matches, and because I know that my Kira was going to die. Because I know the match, I know that he wants to defeat my Kira to play something. Maybe I said Barrage, maybe I say Bosk, I don't know what he's going to play, but I said something that is going to stop him, and he needs to defeat Kira to play something. So I already played against the Quillan Volts that I saw 2 Kiras in hand, and I don't resource because I know that he's going to defeat this Kira this turn, the next turn. So I played Kira, we go to the next phase, he defeat Kira, then I play Kira again. This is really great. But sometimes you use the Spark of Rebellion and you don't see it in an event card. So you don't want to play Body Rook because you only see units in his hand, right? But you can use the Han Solo's ability, then play Kira turn 2, which is really great. You can stop a lot of things with Kira turn 2. Okay, so said that about the hand disruption. What to do against decks that wants to ramp, the ramp decks, right? So Spark of Rebellion turn 1 is really good. You can take out Rare Supply or Supplies Technician, okay? Okay, so what we can do here, we can use Spark of Rebellion, taking out the Technician, and if we see a card that he can still use in playing the turn 1, like I don't know, Inferno 4, like Pogo the Lesser, something like that, he will play. Now we take initiative, then we can play Body Rook and taking out the Rare Supply. So now he might not have a ramp in hand if we do this, right? But most of the times when I use Spark of Rebellion, I'm taking out the Rare Supply, because next turn he can use Rare Supply right away, and then the next turn he knows that he'll have 5 resources. But okay, he has the Supplies Technician, he can play Supplies Technician turn 2, but I don't know, maybe I can waylay, or he needs to defeat the Supplies Technician ramp. So next, like Palpatine, he can use the action next turn to defeat Supplies Technician to ramp, but now he only have 4 resources. He can't play Barrage, he can play something like that, he can play a Bosk if it is a Han1 Yellow. He can't play cost 5 units, right? And Kira too, she can defeat the Technician. Krennic can't defeat, so if you go full space, you will have the Technician there doing nothing, right? So it's better taking out the Rare Supply. Okay. And we have the Kira, which is really, really great. Like I said before, you can use Spark of Rebellion turn 1, Bodybrook turn 2, Kira turn 2 or 3, and stop the ramp, stop the barrage, and kind of stuff, right? Which is really, really good. And this is how you won against these specific matches that ramps. Okay, so let's start talking about sideboard. This is the sideboard that I played in this showdown. I would say right now that I don't like that much Final Showdown. I didn't use it in any match, but I know the power of Final Showdown. Sometimes you can win games with Final Showdown that you're not supposed to win because maybe you have the damage in the board, but all your units is exhausted. You can use Final Showdown and win this game, but I don't know. Sometimes you draw in a turn and you don't want this in hand this turn, so maybe you can change. So we have Leia Organa, which is really great against Anakin because he will deploy with a lot of damage, a lot of attack, and Han Solo mirrors because he can deploy. Then you can only spend 2 resources and exhaust the Han Solo. Now you can deploy your Han Solo, attack. Now you have 5 resources. You can play Plo Koon, something like that. I don't know. We have the Bamboozle, which is good against Sabine because you can play for free, so you can spend your resources. Then he can deploy, put the Dark Save, and then okay, I used Bamboozle. Now your Sabine is exhausted. Give this Dark Saber back for your hand. Now next turn you don't have Dark Saber. If you want to play Dark Saber, you don't play Poe. And it's good against Bosk, against a lot of controls that have blue, cause have the Chowtsen that is a cost 4 for 6 cent now. This is not good for us, cause we need to attack with Han Solo. We need to attack with our units. And it is really, really good because you can bounce the 4 upgrades and upgrades those upgrades, that is the token upgrade, the experience token. They don't come back from our hands, so they just vanish, right? So this is going to be a 2/2 Sentinel, which is really great for us. We have the Mercenary Gunship against Sabine Wren and Jungle Fat. I think I will not play Mercenary Gunship here in my local meta because we don't have Jungle Fat, we only have Sabine. And I think the deck is really, really good against Sabine the way there is now without the Mercenary Gunship. But I think against Jungle Fat we need the Mercenary Gunship because they go full space and you need to deal with this. We have Final Showdown to mid-range decks and control decks. And we have Change of Heart for the same matches because we can use Change of Heart in like Avenger and Walker and Devastator, something like that. Even with a Devastator that is exhausted, because maybe he can play Devastating this turn, defeat something in the ground, because you have a Millennium Falcon ready in the space, but he thinks, oh, okay, I will have a Sentinel 10/10 in space. This Millennium Falcon is not a problem for me, so just defeat something in the ground. Okay, you can Change of Heart. Now he doesn't have a Sentinel anymore, and now you can use maybe a Cunning for +4, then defeat him with your Millennium Falcon that attack for 7, something like that. And saying about Final Showdown that I don't like it, I will change this for a New Adventure, which is I think it is the most flex card in the game right now. You can use in your units to use the one played again. You can use in your opponent units to exhaust, or you can use in your opponent DJ if he in your mirror match he can play DJ. You can play New Adventure. Now you bounce the DJ and he backs for free. You're taking your resource back and he can't steal anymore because he don't play with the Smoggle, right? So it is a great card that I'm going to add in my deck. So let's talk about Tech. Tech is there for more Smuggles. Tech is really great card, and in the Han Solo is really good because we have a lot of cards that we can use. Like Surprise Strike, I can tell the Surprise Strike for 4 is not that bad. You can win a lot of matches without, maybe you don't have a card in hand, maybe you only have one, and your opponent knows that it's not a Surprise Strike, maybe he see it, but he don't know that you have Surprise Strike and resource, and you can have a Spark of Rebellion for the late game, which is really good. You know that you don't have Spark of Rebellion in hand, but because you resource in the early game, now your opponent wants to play a Devastator, or he wants to play a big unit, now you can, okay, I will pay 4 and then I will show your hand and discard something. We have big units like Net and Han Solo, and I can assure you that Han Solo for 9 is not that bad. In the late game, your opponent was not expecting this, so this is good. And we have Cunning for 6, which is really good. Like I said earlier in this video, a lot of decks plays with Vigilance for 6 and not with Cunning for 6. But in this game, Cunning for 6 is really good because you can sometimes just bounce a Sentinel, give +4, and now you can win the game, and your opponent wasn't expect this. And I think the only problem of this deck is you have used a lot of Smuggle, so you need to put the top card of your deck in your resource because of Smuggle. And in this showdown, I played against Semi 2 times, one in the Swiss rounds and one in the final. And I put Cunning in resource 5 times due of Smuggle. 5 times. It was quite funny because how could this happen? What is the odds to this happen, right? But it's okay. And like I said before, we have the Millennium Falcon. Millennium Falcon, we can play for 5 with a Smuggler, and you play ready, right? Which is good. Your opponent was not expecting this. Sometimes you can just in the late game you can play tech with Smuggle for 4, then you can play 5 for Millennium Falcon, then tech for 3. Or you can just, okay, I already have tech, I can play Millennium Falcon with for my hand, but I don't have nothing else in hand to apply more damage. Now I can play Cunning for 6, now I can play Surprise Strike for 4, and kind of stuff, right? So, and like I said, you have a lot of Smuggle interaction, so you will put a lot of cards in the resource, and you need to destroy something with the Han Solo's ability and kind of stuff. So you need to be aware of which card you're going to destroy, right? Because sometimes when you use in the turn 4, when you use the Han Solo's ability, then you deploy, then you attack. Next turn you need to defeat 2 resources. And you need to know, okay, I will not use Spark of Rebuild. Maybe you want to use Spark of Rebuild with tech for 4. It's just because they don't have a Smuggle. This don't mean that you don't want to use after with tech, okay? So maybe Liberated Slaves you want to defeat it because you can play tech. That is a 3/5 unit. It have a Smuggle, so this Liberated Slave is good for you to defeat, something like that. Amphi's Nest if you have other like Han Solo or something like that. You need to be aware of the resource that you're going to destroy, because every card in your source can be used due of tech, so you need to be aware of this. So this is it, guys. This is the video. I hope you enjoyed it and you like it. This master guide, I will try to do this with another decks that I played a lot here in my local meta, and I played in the Karabas and kind of stuff. This is a new series that I'm trying to do, so please, I want all your feedbacks that you can give me. So please comment here below, and this is it. If you like the video, please subscribe my channel, it helps a lot, and see you in the next video.